Ever since man went to sea, he has been at the mercy of the elements. We learned in World War II just how important an accurate weather forecast can be to success or failure. Since the Navy operates on a global scale, we need to accurately predict weather on a global scale. It's here on the Monterey, California Peninsula where that need has been met since 1959. We are the Fleet Numerical Meteorology and Oceanography Center.
We're forecasting the environment. In our terms, the environment is the weather and the ocean. The ocean has weather just like the atmosphere does. It's variable and you can forecast it just as we do the weather.
Today, when a battle group goes to sea, it's much better prepared to face the forces of nature. That's because we consider not only atmospheric conditions, but the height of the waves, the temperature on and beneath the surface, and many other observations.
We get millions and millions of bytes of data come through here every day. It's a steady stream.
Once that data is analyzed, it's translated into weather forecasts around the globe. That information is picked up by commands all over the world via traditional communication paths and now via the internet. Thanks to Fleet Numerical, there are far fewer surprises during vital operations. Captain John O'Hara supported operations like these from the Weather Center in Bahrain before coming here.
We supported Fifth Fleet operations. We supported UN sanctions against Iraq, the no-fly zone, the southern area, and maritime interception operations. So getting information, gridded information from Fleet Numerical was a critical part of that.
A team of military and civilian personnel quietly go about the job of producing accurate weather forecasts every day. But Fleet Numerical is much more than a weather forecaster for the fleet. In the past, it has backed up the National Weather Service during a critical period.
Basically, the computer was down and out, and that was, at that time, their major computer for producing products. And at that time, we had some pretty hefty storms coming down the path and a very dangerous situation, and they needed that instantaneous response. So instead of actually receiving their products from their computing center, they were receiving their products from us.
Information from around the world is analyzed here 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Such a flood of data would overwhelm most of us, but these sailors have computing power. Fleet Numerical is home to one of the most sophisticated computers for weather modeling in the world. A new computer today could be obsolete in a year. But at Fleet Numerical, they'll be capable of expanding the computer power to meet emerging requirements.
We will double our capacity in another 2 years and then quadruple it from what we have now in 2 years after that.
But the supercomputer alone cannot do the job. It takes people. And at Fleet Numerical, they have learned to treat the ocean and atmosphere as one system to improve their forecast models.
So one of the things that we're looking at is increasing the tie, the numerical tie between the atmosphere and the ocean.
They do this with research people and operational people getting together every weekday
and taking a look at how the models are performing with the current weather patterns and trying to see if we can understand the trends, behaviors, and model tendencies.
Fleet Numerical has always been on the leading edge of computer technology, even back in the 1950s.
So we had two machines that each had two processors. This is sort of an unusual thing. So we hooked them up, 4 processors, and that was the world's first multiprocessor machine.
We've come a long way in a relatively short time at Fleet Numerical, and technology will continue to change the way we do business. Fleet Numerical is an integral part of our national security. Much of the weather information used in support of our war on terrorism came from here.
If the nation were to launch a similar operation anywhere in the world tomorrow, or even this afternoon, Fleet Numerical's products would be on scene giving the warfighters the information they need to exploit the environment.
While never losing sight of the primary mission of global weather for decision makers, Fleet Numerical hasn't forgotten the deck plate sailor.
Good day. Here's your weather outlook for the Atlantic and Indian Ocean basins.
Daily forecasts are now being sent to ships at sea 3 times a day on direct-to-sailor television.
And we're giving a forecast to the sailor at sea specifically, covering storms and whatever weather phenomenon they might encounter in their transits across the ocean basins. And each day a sailor sits down and analyzes those maps and all of the model output in order to give you a representation of graphical weather and something that's pleasing to the eye.
Through collaboration, Fleet Numerical has found a way to become more efficient at home on the Monterey Peninsula.
I think the collaboration is a big emphasis for us, and I think it strengthens really what the taxpayer is getting for their money.
You benefit from economies of scale. You can leverage one another's talents and capabilities, and the region as a whole benefits because multiple institutions are working together.
Among the partners is CSUMB, California State University, Monterey Bay.
We have developed an extremely close working relationship with Fleet Numerical on a number of fronts. We have several of our students over there working. We have several of the employees at Fleet Numerical are going to school here. We have service learning opportunities there that our students are using. We have professional staff from Fleet teaching in our telecom departments.
With all the computing power and expertise, Fleet Numerical is able to host servers for other agencies.
We support Air Force servers, Defense Threat Reduction Agency, and even language with Defense Language Institute.
And what we hope to do is work with Fleet Numerical together and have them run the server for us, and we will provide the educational data.
Chuck Kleinschmidt says while the customer benefits, so does Fleet Numerical.
They pay for that service, and it helps us reduce our primary mission costs.
At the urging of U.S. Congressman Sam Farr, Fleet Numerical plans future projects with the Monterey Bay Aquarium Research Institute, a center for advanced ocean research and technology. Weather models and forecasts could go a long way in supporting a natural laboratory in the Monterey Bay area. Such a natural laboratory would not only include the ocean and coastline, but local agriculture as well. It would include collaboration between more than a dozen agencies and institutions, including Naval Research Lab and Naval Postgraduate School. It has been said that Fleet Numerical is not only a significant asset to the Navy, but an asset to the nation and its citizens. The website here makes the world's weather available to everyone, military and civilian.
Lots of surfers, boaters, recreational fishermen, the whole range of customers come in and get our products.
We are the premier supercomputer center within DoD, but through our collaborative work in the area, through our ability to exploit and share our abundance of information technology, and again, falling back to the support we receive from this world-class team, I think we have taken another step forward in becoming a better bargain for the taxpayer. We just continue to look to the future.